Welcome to Martial Mentality, a martial arts inspired podcast. Today I have Mr. Joseph Blackwelder and again Mr. Michael Walkup. Welcome, guys. And our topic for today, we're going to talk about full contact fighting.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Unfortunately, you don't have as many people kung fu fighting when it comes to full contact.
Right.
But hopefully that's changing
Mm-hmm.
with the emergence of the UFC, Bellator, more fighting federations now that have become mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
And to talk about our UFC or some of these fighting federations, we have Mr. Michael Walkup. He is an aficionado when it comes to UFC. So let's start off with you, sir. Can you please tell me why you feel, I would honestly say in the last, let's say about 40 years, full contact fighting wasn't a big thing in the late 80s, early 90s, but UFC started to come around, what was it, early 90s?
Yeah, it was early 90s, but it really didn't take off till like mid, late 2000s. Like, that's when it really got...
You had the full contact karate, right? Back in the 80s. Was that full contact?
So
point fighting?
So you had, the point fighting was more full contact.
Right.
Definitely a lot harder.
Right.
I mean, you saw a lot more of what you would imagine karate to be like.
Right. Right.
Not as much of the hoppy, slappy stuff that you kind of see nowadays.
Right.
Not to say those guys aren't skilled, but
Right.
it's just different.
Right. It's different.
Yeah, it's a lot different. So continue with the UFC. So you said it got popular. You said the late 2000s, maybe.
Yeah, like it was around when the first season of the Ultimate Fighter reality TV show really took off.
Mhm.
The final was Forrest Griffin versus Stephen Bonner.
Yeah, everybody
And,
knows that.
yeah, that fight was
the best fight ever.
yeah, literally, it's literally called that.
Right. Right.
And from there, like, the fan base has been growing. Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor kind of came up in the early mid 2010s,
Mm-hmm.
and that even brought it up even more. And it's kind of stayed same level since then, but I think it's still growing. You just don't hear about it. Like, the growth is like, it's not as like rapid as it used to be, but it's definitely still growing.
I
like,
started
would say
watching
so.
when Chuck Liddell.
Yeah,
That's when I started watching. I don't remember around what time it was. It was probably early 2000s. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's like early 2000s,
Yeah.
late 2000s as well. A little
Right.
bit, yeah.
So I never really got into like UFC, but I did watch when Ronda was
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
fighting. I loved Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
I really did. Even though, granted, she kind of got, I feel like she's been poo-pooed on, but she's still one of the greatest
Oh,
UFC
yeah.
women fighters
I would say you
ever.
have to put her and Amanda Nunes either or on the Mount Rushmore for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
You
what I
have
was about to say, of course.
Yeah, you have to.
So do you just feel like the fact that UFC has gotten more popular, that now a lot of these other fighting federations are kind of popping up? Because I remember Bellator back in the day, but it
Mhm.
wasn't really popular. It was just like you kind of knew it, but it was like, it's just
Right.
kind of kickboxing. But now it's like
Yeah.
Bellator.
MMA,
Yeah, like it's gotten big. Or what is it, Pride? Yeah, now you have Pride too.
One.
Well, see, what happened was the UFC, they've been really like smart with things. They've basically beat out all their competition, and they continue to do so. So Bellator was bought by Don Davis and people like from the PFL, which is the Professional Fighters League, and they kind of have their little champion series thing going on. It's not really the most successful thing. The only, like, Khabib's brother Usman fights for it, but that's like the most notable guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Pride was bought, WEC was bought, Strikeforce was bought, all by the UFC.
Mhm.
So it's like, and there's not really much competition besides like maybe one championship, which is still not anywhere near the UFC's level of popularity. But
So you're basically telling me UFC is a monopoly.
Heck yeah.
I mean,
That's basically what you're telling me. That's
yeah,
what it is.
I would
business.
say so. Yeah. I mean, obviously they're not going to go out and say that because but it is. I would say so. Yeah.
It's a
It's a
monopoly.
business.
Yeah. So they're definitely, and especially with the youth, like my generation, the generation below me in age, their UFC's massive. Like with that generation, especially like as of like, you know, TikTok, social media, all that. Like that's how a lot of these people that I've met and heard of have seen the UFC. Like Alex Pereira is really popular with the younger generation and
Mhm.
even my generation. And there's all kinds of like I see a lot of young boys definitely going more towards the UFC more so now than ever. So
Yeah, that Ultimate Fighter show is what made UFC take off for sure.
yeah, at first for sure. Yeah,
Yep. Right. Who's your favorite?
that's hard because it changes all the time.
Mine too.
Like, I'm not
It
really.
constantly
Yeah.
changes. Yeah.
Right now I like Ilya Taporia.
Yeah.
He won the lightweight championship a few
Right.
months ago. Who else do I like? I like Kayla Harrison. She's the only American champ right now.
Nice.
And then I've always been a really like my favorite of all time is George St. Pierre.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely my favorite of
Yeah.
all time.
That was another point that when I was first started watching it was when see, I'm not as it was the guy who won the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and in that series they gave the person who won that a shot at the title. What's his name?
Forrest Griffin.
No, not Forrest Griffin.
Oh, Matt Serra. And
Matt Serra.
Matt Serra knocked out GSP.
Matt Serra beat him.
Yeah.
They was like, whoever wins the show, usually they just let him get into the UFC.
Mhm.
And this one, they was like, whoever wins this Ultimate Fighting Championship is going to get a shot at the belt.
Oh.
Yeah.
The guy won it, and it was a complete underdog with George St. Pierre. He won. He beat him.
Yeah, Matt Serra knocked out GSP, and Matt
Dude,
Serra is. So
I watched that live, dude. It was woo.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, so George St. Pierre,
He's
he's
no joke.
considered one of the greatest of all times, next to like Mighty Mouse and
Right.
John Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and
BJ Penn.
yeah, BJ Penn's he's really good too, and GSP's like last loss he ever had in his career because he's only lost to Matt Hughes and then Matt Serra, and Matt Serra like was the ultimate underdog going in, and he knocked him out, and everyone was just like,
Man, if I was GSP, I would never have a friend named Matt.
Yeah.
Name what? You better change
Matt who?
it. Who? Better change your name.
I don't think he ever fought a dude named Matt.
Matt
since.
Hughes was the man too.
Yeah,
He was a wrestler. Like he was known for literally picking. He didn't just wrestle and grapple. He just would pick you up and slam you.
You remember that
Everybody.
There was one where he really he's I think he won the title doing
Picking
that.
dude up,
Yeah,
and slamming him. Yeah.
and I don't think GSP ever fought a Matt ever again. Ever since then.
So for our generation, because we're kind of more in the same generation,
Mm-hmm.
for us, when we talked about like full contact fighting, it was more boxing.
Oh yeah.
Boxing used to be really popular.
Yeah, Mike Tyson.
I kinda
Oh my
wish-
gosh,
Muhammad
yes,
Ali.
yes, yeah. It was
George
huge,
Foreman.
huge in like
Yeah.
the
Ray Lynch,
70s,
Sugar Ray Leonard.
80s,
Oh yeah,
early 90s.
Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, Lennox
Yes,
Lewis.
yeah.
Oh,
It was
man.
boxing was just big. I remember just boxing was everywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, my
I
goodness.
love watching boxing though. Like I wish it was more like just as popular as the UFC, but
Right.
nowadays it's not
It
so much.
used to be.
Yeah, well,
Still
it was
pretty popular.
It was like probably bigger than. Well, I don't know about bigger than the UFC at its peak. Maybe I don't know.
Well, I mean, they had like
At least it felt like it.
for me, I felt like there was like a boxers that kind of came out that made it like Mike Tyson.
Yep.
Mike Tyson really like. I remember there were video games,
Oh yeah.
all
Punch Out.
kinds of stuff. Oh, Punch Out, right? Yeah, everybody knows Punch Out. You know, from
Yeah.
our generation.
Right.
So
I
you
still
saw
play
that
Fight
stuff.
Night. I still play Fight Night on the PS3.
Fight Night Champion.
Yep,
is
that's what I play.
That
Yep.
game is amazing.
I've
See, they
yeah.
need to make games like that, but they don't.
right.
It's crazy.
The last one they came out with, Undisputed, it's not the same.
It's not good.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. it's
So
not
with
that
your
good.
generation, I'm kind of curious. I want to kind of piggyback off this. You say, I guess it makes a difference because you guys grew up with UFC.
Right.
So that's kind of what you know. So that's why it's so popular with your generation. Would you say it's the fact that, you know, it's the effectiveness of the fighters? Is it the entertainment? I mean, what makes it so popular for your generation?
Good question. I think it really comes down to like viral stuff. Like with boxing, it's very corrupt. That's another thing as well. Let me start with that. So boxing is really corrupt. Like there's not like a UFC organization. It's different sanctioning bodies and different promotions. There's promotions that are notable that I can name: Golden Boy, Matchroom, Queensberry. I'm definitely forgetting a lot. I'll just name those 3 for now. And then there's the WBC belt. WBA.
BKFC.
Oh yeah, that's bare knuckle. Yeah.
Mhm.
So WBC, WBA, WBO, IBF. Those are
their USA boxing. Is that different? Or-
well, that's amateur.
IBF is
okay.
the
Yeah.
one. I'm
IBF.
doing.
Yeah. So
Right.
like those 4 sanctions are the main sanctions that have world titles that people recognize.
Mm-hmm.
There's the IBO, but that's not really recognized as a world championship. So imagine, like, let's say welterweight, the weight class.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of 1 champion like there is in the UFC, there's 4 different champions.
Mm.
Sometimes they'll give a guy an interim belt, so there's 5 champions. It's like, who's the world champion? You know?
Right. I've always
Yeah.
been curious about that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Right.
that's also
When
why it's
people
been
think
harder.
the world
yeah.
of MMA, they think world champ means UFC champ.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You know,
literally.
they have other ones that are great and phenomenal, but when your average Joe hears like who's the world champion of MMA, they are talking about UFC.
And they don't even say MMA. They say, "Oh, UFC."
That's
they
right.
don't even say, "I'm watching MMA." They say,
Right.
"I'm watching UFC."
Right.
And that's why I think the UFC is they're basically monopoly. Like, they're,
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah, they're top.
they're that sport. Like they're
Yeah.
MMA.
Right.
Like that's what it is.
Right. I'll say what drew me in and what I feel like draws in a lot of people is the fact that it's just like the closest you can get to a real fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like every sport has rules, but like that one is the least like held back. You know what I mean?
Restrictive.
Right. And some of the other MMA organizations allow more. I know that, but I'm just saying MMA as in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you can wrestle, you can strike, you can elbow, you can knee, you can submit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's still obviously a lot of stipulations to that,
Mhm.
but like, I think that's what draws people in, the fact that it's real. It's a real fight.
Right.
You know, people love. Here's another thing. Like we grew up, you know, like wrestling,
Right.
you know,
Right.
like
Right.
professional wrestling. Where
Right.
It's,
Right.
you know, they're not faking those moves, but it is not a
Right.
fight.
Right.
It's not a real fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nobody can really argue that. Like the moves are real, but it's not a real fight. You know what I'm saying? And MMA and just fighting, it's a real fight.
You know, it's funny you say that because now that I think about it, I can see how for our generation, like it wasn't the WWE then, it was the WWF. But
Yep.
it kind of had that feel to it, even though we knew it was fake, but it was so well done.
Oh yeah, it's great.
it was so
And
entertaining.
that's the thing. I'm not taking away the moves they do are not.
Of
fake.
course.
Like
Right.
they'll hit each other.
Yes.
They'll freaking hit each other with a
Yes.
chair, do flips. Like
man.
that's real, but it's not like they're not trying to really hurt each
Right.
other.
Right.
The
You know?
UFC has become for you guys what wrestling kind of was for us in some respects.
Yeah.
And I'm just using that one because that's one of the things that I remember it just being so popular in the late 90s, early
Oh, yeah.
2000s.
Yeah.
But like UFC has taken on almost a wrestling persona. The fighters have all these crazy
Oh,
personalities.
they have gimmicks. All
They
that,
have
yeah.
gimmicks
in
and stuff.
boxing, they got a little bit of that. A little bit of that.
A
in
little bit.
boxing.
There's like a few like
They'll come out wearing some crazy stuff.
like
now,
everyone watches Gervonta Tank Davis. Everyone watches Ryan Garcia,
Yeah.
Canelo Alvarez. Like they have
Mm.
their own personalities, but it's
Right.
not
Oh, it's
like-
nothing like wrestling.
like
yeah.
UFC.
Right.
Like for example, they have like maybe like there's like 7 guys that are extremely popular in that one weight class.
Yeah.
So it's like
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, you guys said your favorite fighters. I guess
yeah,
I
what's
let me
yours? Yeah.
mine.
Oh,
I mean, I
got-
love Ronda Rousey.
yeah.
I mean, I really did because I thought she did a great job using what she knew to defeat who she had to beat, basically, you know. And then, of course, when you do any kind of sport, I mean, if you're in it long enough, somebody's gonna figure you out,
Yeah.
and they figured her out, and she didn't adapt well. If gosh, there's so many. I mean, I like more of the traditional fighters because I do a traditional art. So for me,
Yeah.
I like to see how they translate what they're training into the ring.
Yeah.
So
Always do. Wonder Boy.
I
Oh,
like
yeah.
Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
I like Michael Venom Page. Man, who else is there that I like? Machida.
Oh yeah.
I like Machida.
I had a dream. I had a dream one time. I was in like a backstage. I was about to do my first fight, and I looked on the screen, and I was gonna have to fight him.
Oh no!
I was
Did
like,
you wake up?
yes.
Good.
Yeah.
I would be like, please wake me up.
Right.
Even though he wasn't in there long, I really liked watching his Sancho fights, Kung Lee.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
I didn't want to say it because I couldn't remember his name right off the top, but I figured you'd say that.
Yeah,
one.
Kung Lee.
Yeah.
I love watching Kung Lee's
Right, he
Sancho
was
fights.
great.
Oh my gosh, he
Yeah.
was so good.
Right.
So I like people like that. Not to say I don't like any of the other fighters, but I just really like to follow more of the
I'm a
traditional fighters.
Oh yeah, there's a guy right now. He does kung fu and jiu-jitsu. His name's
Yeah.
Kevin Holland. Oh, he's so
He's kung fu. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he does kung fu.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, he's so
Oh
excited.
yeah, he's
Didn't he
good.
do like Sansu? I think that's what it's called.
Maybe I think that.
I think it's
yeah,
Sansu.
Yeah,
Don't ask me how I knew that. I think I looked him up.
he fights all the time though. I think he's about to break the record. I believe he's gonna fight 6 times this year, which is the record. Like the record right now is 5 times in 1 year for fighting a fight in the UFC.
Ah,
So he's about to
interesting.
fight 6. I think it's 6 or 7. Don't quote me.
Yeah.
But
Mine's always changed, like you said.
yeah, mine does too.
I'll name a few, I guess. But there was obviously Chuck Liddell because that's when I started watching.
Mhm.
You know, he was a beast. A lot of the guys he fought, Randy Couture. I mean, he's
Oh,
a
damn.
beast. At that time, my favorite was a guy named Clay Guida.
Oh, I
mean,
know
he
who
didn't
that
win all
is.
his fights, but he's a brawler.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, he fought his last fight in the UFC in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Who
still
was
fighting.
it? Who was it?
I
I seen it.
think it was Chase Hooper.
Oh, he wrestles, right? Hooper.
Yeah, he wrestles a little bit.
Yeah,
He
that's who it
He has
was.
like
Yeah,
an afro
Yep.
and all that.
he's
Yeah.
pretty like skinny.
Yeah,
but
he's
really
he's a
great.
really young guy. Yeah,
Really great at jujitsu.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I know who you're talking about. I seen that fight.
yeah.
But Clay Guida, I was always a big fan of Anderson Silva.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Then I'm a big Nate Diaz fan. I did like Conor McGregor as well, but I gotta say, past good while, it's probably Khabib. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he's the only one true. What was his record? You probably know. Was it 32-0 or is it 20?
I think it was
don't quote me.
29 to 0.
Right.
I could be wrong.
He's the only one who went in there, and,
Something like
and
that.
so many people say, "Oh, he couldn't. He's not a striker." Nobody outstriked him. Not even not even Connor, who was the
Yeah.
best striker.
Or Justin
Yeah.
Gaethje. Or
Right,
yeah.
right.
I mean,
It's
he
like,
dr-
he
he-
can't strike. Nobody outstriked him.
I mean, he
Nobody
dropped
beat him.
McGregor.
Right.
He literally dropped to McGregor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Might be unorthodox. Might not people are used to seeing, but
I think UFC kind of had the appeal of being international.
yeah.
And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what made it extremely popular. I actually, when I think about UFC, I think about it kind of being like soccer around the world.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like
yeah.
everybody from every country can have somebody that they can follow that does UFC, and you can say, oh, so like it's for everybody. It's not
Right.
just for like Americans,
Right.
like the
Yeah,
NFL is.
they're doing
Right.
more international events, and I think that's also another reason why they're successful. I mean,
It is.
There's
It
a
is.
lot of reasons,
Yep.
There's so many
Yep.
reasons, and I think, them doing, they just did an event in Azerbaijan,
Mm.
and they're just going to different markets. They're going to Qatar. They're good. They go to U.S. still. They do the Vegas. They're going to Chicago this weekend.
Yeah.
They're expanding their markets. They're going to different markets, and so
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
they're
it's
definitely-
even gotten so popular. I mean, shout out to my man CLF Ronan
Mm-hmm.
doing street beefs now.
Hey.
All the backyard scraps and everything, and I'm like, man, like people. I remember like when we were kids, the big thing was backyard wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You saw a lot of people doing backyard wrestling.
I told you we had a fight club growing up, right?
yeah.
Like we had a during while I was in high school, we would do matches, but it was bare knuckle, but it was no face shots, all body shots and wrestling, and you could do leg kicks. We didn't really know what we was doing,
Mhm.
but we kick each other in the leg. You
mhm.
know what I'm saying? So leg kicks, body shots, wrestling, and you could submit if you had any clue what you were doing. We did it all the time, man. It was fun. We would look like Dragon Ball Z out there, just hitting each other in the body.
We had one at Winthrop when I first started doing karate. Me and a few guys got together and we just started like getting together and doing like a little sparring club. It was
Yeah.
like a little fight club,
Right,
literally.
right.
And like different people would come. Like I'd be like, "Who's this guy?" Well, this guy's a wrestler.
Right.
Oh, that guy does Taekwondo, and it's
Right,
like,
that's
okay.
pretty cool. See, that is the one cool thing about MMA gyms. I've only been to one, but that is one cool thing you get. You get that melting pot. You know, like it's not just a bunch of people who came in there. I'm gonna learn MMA. You do get people who's like, I've practiced Taekwondo. I've practiced. I talked to a lady the other day. She's like, so Jeet Kune Do is her thing.
Oh, really?
She's actually been to Thailand and like Cambodia, and she travels to like learn martial arts.
That's
It's pretty cool, you
Oh,
know.
wow.
And like then you get different types of wrestlers. You get the jujitsu people. You get people who come from freestyle wrestling, like college wrestling.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, you can tell the difference. But it's really cool. It's not just people going for MMA. You
Right.
get there's one guy who's done karate.
That's cool.
You know, so it's pretty cool.
That's really
Pretty cool
cool.
to see. The little fight club we had, nobody had a clue what we were doing. We were
Right.
just like, but I'll tell you one cool story about that. There was two guys who one guy didn't really know we did it, but he lived right up the street. He's a friend of ours, but he was there one day and we was like talking about we would just look at each other and be like Fight Club, you know, and that means okay, it's time for we're gonna go a couple rounds, right? Well, we tried to get one of our friends this guy who lived up the street to take on our other friend, right?
Mhm.
And a guy who's been doing it, he's pretty tough, right? But the other guy's like, sure, I'll do it. And they squared up. And the guy up the street, I don't want to use names, I don't know, like, but he stepped forward. My buddy, who's a pretty good fighter, like, he stepped back, and as he stepped back, kicked him in the leg,
Mm.
like outside leg kick, right? I think he kicked him in the calf too, so the outside of your calf, you
Mhm.
know. And then the guy, like, he stepped forward again, did it again. He did it 3 times back to back, but it was so fast. It was like he squared up, he stepped back, kick, moved around, step back, kick. He did it 3 times. That guy just quit.
Mm.
Like just freaking nailed him in the calf.
I'm sure that hurt.
It hurts. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's playful too. He's still not hitting hard, mind you. Like, we didn't know what we was doing, but we still had some kind of mind about, like, we're still friends. You know, we hit each
Right.
other pretty hard, but not like, you know, bad intentions hard.
And so, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to segue, but I want to make this comment. That's why, like, if you're trying to learn like self-protection, you need to start thinking about people in that respect. That more people now, probably ever so than in my lifetime,
Yeah.
they probably have some kind of martial arts training or have seen enough martial arts training that they're going to try to mimic it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
right.
happens in our karate
That's
class.
exactly what
Yes.
that's exactly what my friend was doing. That was around the time we was watching UFC. And
Right.
stuff.
People are mimicking.
And like, we never knew about people kicking each other in the leg, but you saw that all the time when UFC
Right.
started. You saw people kicking each other in the leg to wear them down, and that's all he did. He didn't know much else.
Yeah.
He stepped back, kicked him in the leg 3 times, and
Because
the
it's
kid
easy
was
to
like,
mimic.
"I'm done."
You can mimic it. And so,
Yeah.
like, when you're thinking about people nowadays, like, I remember back in the day, and Joe probably remembers this too. If you did martial arts, you were like special.
Yeah.
It was like, whoa, you do what? Like,
I always thought it was cool. So I will say this: there's a reason I'm interested in wrestling, and I just like it. It's fun, you know. But I'll tell you this: I did our little fight club. We always wrestled, but even outside of the fight club, you know, me and my brother, me and my friends, we would always wrestle just for fun. You know what I mean? I think it was a thing kids did. I thought it was a thing kids did growing up, you know. But I will never forget the first time I wrestled a wrestler, like a high school wrestler.
oh yeah, they're different.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
built different.
No, and the training they do,
Oh,
Like, I-
ridiculous.
Oh,
like
man.
in the backyard wrestling, you know, I was no slouch. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I mean, I was pretty strong, good on my feet, you know,
Mhm.
not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Against somebody else who didn't know what they was doing. I
Mhm.
wrestled this kid. Oh, it was a whole nother ball game. Mind you, he was a lot bigger, but it wasn't about that.
They're in
It was
phenomenal
technique.
shape.
Yeah.
Man. My
Took me down, got
goodness.
on top of me. I felt helpless, like the way I feel in jiu-jitsu now.
I'll never forget. I was in Winthrop, and I actually lived with the wrestler for a little while. He was an ex-wrestler, Maxton McGee. I'll never forget his name. I don't know if you watched this, Maxton, but you were a beast, dog. And he took me. I was doing my karate and kung fu at the time, and he's like, "Oh, you know," it was so funny. He would make me laugh because he was like, "Man, I can't take them kicks. I don't like them kicks. Now, don't do that. Like everything else, you know, hands, wrestling, you know, we good, but kicking,
Right.
I don't know what it was about kicking, but he was just afraid of people kicking him.
Dude, I know where he's coming from.
You know what I mean?
I know where he's coming
Yeah,
from.
and so it would always make me laugh. But one
Uh.
day, I'll never forget, he said, "Hey, let's go to the gym. She said, I want to show you my workout.
Yeah.
My gosh, when I tell you, he whipped me,
That's crazy.
man, good God. I said,
Right.
what?
Right.
Like, you do this?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was wild, but I see why he was so strong
Yeah.
and so in shape because their training is
That
crazy.
is one of the big reasons why I try to make my way around and do different types of martial arts. It is not like there's a lot of reasons, you know what I mean? But I'm not trying to be some pro fighter or amateur fighter.
Mhm.
Like I want to see how they train. That's actually one of the biggest reasons is I want to see how they train to get good at like what they do.
Mhm.
You know, because it's always different, and you know, you get good at like you're not good at what you're not used to.
Mhm.
Your cardio may be good, and you can box, but if you're not used to grappling,
It's different.
you're
Type
going
of
to get
cardio.
tired.
It's different.
If you're used to grappling and jujitsu on the ground, you can stay relaxed. Then you get on your feet, and somebody start pelting you. You're going to get you'll probably get a little winded.
Yeah.
You know. So
We've
As-
said this a billion times, but what are you training for?
yeah.
You know, you're going to do different drills to train for the NFL than you are for basketball, as
Mhm.
opposed to this and that.
I got a good hypothetical. I would love to see this. Probably never happened, but so you know, people always talk about putting one athlete in another's realm and see
Mhm.
who would win. Like, you know, usually the person who trains for it's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
But just picture this, right? An offensive line against an offensive line of sumo wrestlers
And you know, I've seen a video
of an NFL guy
I've seen
trying
an
to.
NFL
Oh, he
guy
ain't
and a
budging that
sumo guy.
sumo.
He
Yeah.
pushed him a little bit, and that guy literally stonewalled him.
Stop. Yeah, you're
Mm-hmm.
not beating a sumo at their game. Like my thing would be like you're not going to get past the offensive line if you're trying to muscle them, but you're going to get people moving around them quicker because football players are quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But those sumo wrestlers, you're not pushing those.
It was
guys.
impressive.
You're just not
And
doing
my first
it, man.
thought was, man, like offensive linemen and defensive linemen need to do sumo.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, this dude was big,
Right.
And he pushed him a little bit. He moved like a foot, and he was just like, "Nah,
Nope.
I'm not going anywhere."
Nope. No. That's
It
crazy.
was
That-
wild.
That reminds me, like, I think it was the first ever UFC fight.
Yeah.
It was like, I think a karate guy versus a sumo
a
wrestler.
big
Oh,
guy,
I
yeah.
remember that.
That's the one where I think leg kicks got popular, right?
Well-
There's a couple fights like that, but there was one where the dude kept kicking him in the leg.
Oh,
It
I'm
might
not-
not be that one. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
There was
sure.
several fights where it was a big guy versus a little guy.
oh yeah, but like with that one, like I don't remember how the sumo wrestler got on the ground, but the karate guy just like head kicked him when he was getting up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the names or anything. Oh,
Yeah.
before we move on completely, there's one name I gotta say. That's Don Fry.
Oh yeah.
He's probably one of my favorites too.
Hmm.
If you've never seen his fights, look him
Mm-mm.
up.
I need to look him
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Look him up. Yeah, he's just phenomenal.
Okay.
And he's got one of the best known. Well, people don't know that era as well because it wasn't as popular, but
Yeah.
he's got one of the like quote unquote best fights with golly, I feel terrible for not remembering his name. It was a Japanese male. They fought in Japan. I mean, it was like a hockey fight. Like they're holding each other, and it was just like for minutes, and they didn't quit, hitting
That's
each other as
wild.
hard as they could. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, those
it's-
Japan fights crazy.
Dude,
Like there was
it-
because they didn't have rounds
Yeah.
in this one tournament. It was the 2000 Grand Prix for
Yeah.
Pride,
right.
and there was it was Sakuraba versus Hoist Gracie.
Yeah.
It was literally like 2.5 hours long.
Was
Jeez.
that the catch wrestler that finally beat the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
the
about that
catch
guy.
wrestler.
Yeah,
They
he
call-
was good.
They called him the Gracie Killer.
Yes, they call him the Gracie Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
That fight was 2.5 hours or something. It was like 2 hours or something.
That's
long.
crazy.
It's insane, and they just kept going rounds. It was like old boxing.
I want to try
It's
catch
crazy.
wrestling because that's the one that interests me the most. It's a mixture of, from what I understand, it's a mixture of freestyle wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
It's like freestyle wrestling because it's fast, it's explosive, but it's not pinning. It's you're going for submissions, but you're not going for positioning and
Mhm.
just working through the motions. You are going to you're going straight for a submission off your feet.
Mhm.
From what I understand, I
Mhm.
might be wrong. You know, people educate me on catch wrestling, but I want to try it.
So
yeah.
to move on, still staying on the topic of full contact fighting. So we now see that our culture has moved more toward effective fighting technique. What do I mean by that? So I remember at one point, you know, doing like karate and kung fu and those things, it was kind of like you did a lot of the point sparring and things like that, and the contact wasn't as high.
Mhm.
Not to say you still couldn't get hurt and you wouldn't get hit hard,
Right.
but now there is a culture of harder contact, more sparring. There's more of a Bruce Lee mentality to martial arts. Use what works, discard what doesn't work,
Right.
things of that nature. And you're seeing, and to me, that's why I'm seeing a lot of the traditional arts that don't adapt to a more modern method of training losing value because people don't see that what you're doing works. So, for example, if all you're doing is kata all day, or you're doing forms all day, and you don't know how to break those forms down in the fighting drills,
Mhm.
and you're not sparring and you're not using those things, people aren't going to do your martial art because guess what? They're like, that don't work.
Right.
Because I've seen that doesn't work. And now with the addition of the internet, another reason that UFC and full contact fighting is getting popular because they do a good job marketing themselves.
Yeah.
The more traditional arts don't do that well.
Yeah.
Karate doesn't market itself well. Kung Fu doesn't market itself well. And you can go on and on and on and on and on and on. But like, I have seen now that there are some schools that are starting to be like, look, like we gotta move with the times. If we don't evolve, we're gonna die.
Right.
And that's something that I'm trying to do here at the school because I'm like, yo, like I like my martial art and it works. But then a lot of those old school teachers, they would teach you the old school way, and that doesn't mean you didn't learn, but there are things that people do in more modern times that work just as well, if not more effective.
Mm-hmm.
For example, I'm going to say this. I'm sure some traditional Kung Fu people are going to like crucify me. You don't have to hold horse stance forever.
Yeah.
There's other ways to build your legs.
And mental toughness.
And mental toughness, right. There's other ways to do it now. There's so many
Right.
different ways to train it. And you don't have to hold that posture and stance forever. You can do it.
I would
but you don't
beg
have
to,
to.
like, or I would dare say, like, back in the day, they did that. Not like obviously they're trying to build strength,
Right.
but I would dare say like they're doing it more for the mental toughness.
And I would think so too. Or, for example, like I remember going to class and sparring was more at a premium.
Mm.
You would spar every now and again. You wouldn't spar all the time.
Yeah.
And that was my experience. And doesn't mean that the sparring wasn't good. It just wasn't like part of the culture of whatever you were doing all the time.
Yeah.
Did a lot of form work, did a lot of kata work, we would do some 2-person work, but sparring wasn't as popular. But now you better be sparring more often because that is a thing in most gyms.
Yeah.
Boxing, MMA, Muay
Yep.
Thai.
I'm a firm believer in, like, if you want to get good at push-ups, you do push-ups.
Right.
If you're training to fight, you got to fight.
You got to do that.
But see, that's the difference, I think, in my opinion, between like certain styles or MMA versus like wrestling versus like Kung Fu. You know, like we don't have as much sport Kung Fu. You know what I mean? We've got our tournaments and stuff. But typically, I would say people want to come in here for self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
Probably first and foremost,
Mhm.
I'd say self-defense, like out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like, lifestyle stuff too.
Yeah.
Like they want to learn how to fight and they want to take care of themselves.
Right.
It goes back to what you always say. What are you
What are you training
for?
for? What are you training for? And so that's going to kind of segue into my next kind of concept or not concept, I say topic with full contact fighting. So, Wall Cup here has actually done some boxing matches. I've done a full contact Lei Tai. And then Joe is actually this Saturday going to be doing point kickboxing.
Yay.
And he's going to be doing Lei Tai soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I've
I
done
want
a few like light contact sparring tournaments,
Right.
but I will be doing my first full contact fight soon.
So I want to kind of ask, Wall Cup. Wall Cup, what was your experience like doing your boxing matches, and what'd you do to train for it, and just kind of give us an overview of just your experience.
I mean, just really just getting that environment around you when you're training. Like when you spar, like if you're doing full contact, you spar full contact. Like I'm not saying you do it for you spar full contact for several months before, but maybe like a month or 2 or 3 before, like for sure. Like I was actually more comfortable I mean, I was nervous. Don't get me wrong. I've never been so nervous going up to do anything before that. But I think the more you do it, like to like getting that environment around you, like when I sparred, it was hard contact, and it wasn't like we were like it was like an absolute war when I was
Mhm.
sparring with my sparring partners. But it was we would pause and be like, all right, you need to go do this because you're getting hit like this, and
Mm.
it's like we're simulating what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people do that, especially like the pros. I see, obviously, because they're pros for a reason.
Mhm.
But I think that's the most important thing for a newer person going to do full contact. Just to have that environment around you.
Mhm.
Like, don't spar light, and then once you get in the ring, you're getting hit hard, and you're like, what is going? Like, it's a lot different. Like, you're not going to
Mhm.
react the same way.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to want to get hit as much, obviously.
Mhm.
You're going to be more defensive. And I've
Yeah.
seen guys that aren't ready, like I'm just going to say boxing or even Lei Tai. I've seen guys, like, when they get hit, they're just backing off the rest of the fight after
Yeah.
they get hit once, like pretty good.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, they had all the confidence going in, but once they get hit really good once,
Yeah.
they're just defensive, and then they'll lose.
Right.
So
Right.
you just know you're going to get hit, but
You're gonna
also
get hit hard.
yes,
Right.
at least once or
Yeah.
twice, or
Yeah.
definitely more than once or twice, but at least just have that in your mind.
Right.
So it's definitely a lot different than light sparring in a
Yeah.
tournament for sure.
Right.
So, what advice would you give Joe getting ready to go into this point? Kickboxing. Granted, there's no knockouts, but the
Mhm.
contact is still pretty hard.
We'll go into this point kickboxing like it is full contact, like
Mhm.
where you could get knocked out.
Right.
Like,
Right.
hydrate, obviously.
Yeah. I've watched a bunch of these matches, and people do still get knocked down.
yeah.
Half the time, I feel like it's somebody gets tired and then get tagged.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But people definitely still
Mhm.
get tagged. Even if the other person's not hitting as hard as they can, they'll
Mhm.
land a clean shot and
Right.
knock the guy down.
Right.
You know?
Be
So it happens.
strategic, obviously. I
Yeah.
mean, that goes with any fight. Be strategic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I mean, everything that comes to mind right now. Trying to think what
Yeah,
else.
defend yourself.
I would
Yeah.
say
Have your hands
uh,
up.
Keep your hands up, breathe. Move
I
your
would
feet.
say my experience doing any kind of full contact fighting. So I've done a Lei Tai match, and I did a Tough Enough.
Mm.
Okay, the Tough Enough was nothing but boxing. I was not ready for that, but I did learn I can take a good beating. Boy,
Right.
I can take a beating.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Man,
for sure.
you'd be surprised how tough you are.
I've been punched several times in my life by some people, you know.
Yeah.
I've never been knocked out, but I've never been really hit square on the chin. No, I'll take that back. Okay. Yeah, I told you I got these two teeth. The bottom half of them's fake. Got stitches on my lip. Like, guy hit me right here,
Mhm.
Right.
uppercut me. So I've been hit there. I've been hit in the back of the head. I've got hit and like got tunnel vision, you know, but I've never been knocked out. So
Mhm.
that kind of
Mhm.
like, I'm not really scared, but it's kind of like I've just never experienced it. I hopefully won't experience
Yeah,
it.
going with that mindset, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I've been hit hard. I mean, that guy in the boxing ring in the Tough Enough, boy, he was swinging for the fences. Boy,
Right.
He tagged me a couple of times, and I was definitely punch drunk after that.
Right.
Ooh, that headache
Friggin-
was awesome.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. That's the thing that sucks is the next day you have a
It's-
headache. Oh, my.
Oh my!
You don't
wanna do
goodness.
nothing.
Nothing.
Anytime I've ever
Mhm.
been punched, like usually, I mean, it sucks when you get hit pretty hard, but like, again, I've never been knocked out, and it's not a flex. I'm just saying, I've never done it, so I'm kind of weird about it. I hope I don't
Mhm.
ever get knocked out, but like, when you get hit hard though, it usually wakes me up. You know, like this is real now.
Look,
You
it's
know?
funny you say that because I'll never forget. I was in that Lei Tai ring, and my opponent hit me hard, and it was like, whoop, it was almost like I had like a
He's trying to
other world with and my
Yeah.
brain, I literally went, oh, this is for real,
Right,
and I had a moment of either
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight or flight.
right.
That's what happened to me in the boxing ring. And I mean, I didn't really tell y'all, but I've told other people in our school. Like, we used to, me and some guys around here in Rock Hill, we had like the little, like, it doesn't exist anymore, by the way, for the people that are watching. It wasn't sanctioned fully, but it was a little fight club we had. It doesn't exist no more. So,
See, I'm seeing a weird like thing. Everybody here had a fight club.
I just had to make it clear it doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, I got you.
Ours wasn't that serious.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there was a guy that like kicked me right here,
yeah,
and I've never been kicked like in the face before.
yeah.
I was like, and it was hard. I was like, yo, like
You've got
whoa.
you've got the record for kicking me the hardest in the face, and I've been kicked by a few people now. Like, and I mean, not necessarily like a few. I've got tapped, but I've had a few people smack me, and that was probably the hardest. But it was kind of because I leaned into it.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, it was also really close.
Yeah,
Like,
Right.
I was going in for like I don't even know what I
I
was
totally
doing.
like leaned into it. Was the
Yeah, I
problem.
don't really remember it too well.
You
but
stepped left and threw a right roundhouse, and I
Yeah,
leaned
oh,
down
yeah.
like this and just leaned into it.
Listen,
Right.
he almost caught me tonight. I could count the hairs on his toes after we were sparring.
James did the I don't know why I didn't expect it, like, because he's always doing it on the bag. But I sparred James one time, and he lifts his knee straight up, and then shoop,
Oh
like,
yeah,
and
he's
just
quick.
smacked me in the
His
face.
kicking is
Like,
phenomenal.
He
Oh, he's
has
great,
he has
man.
speed.
Oh
as
my
well. Oh my
gosh.
gosh, yeah.
Right. And it felt like it. You know what it felt like? It felt like somebody taking their palm and just. That's what it felt like, and it wasn't hard. It was just whap, like smacked me in the face. And then the last tournament, it's really hard to catch even in the video, but we actually got into like a grappling thing. He actually kicked me, and then I caught his leg.
Mm-hmm.
But like I felt that quick like stun, like square right here, and I'm trying to learn my lesson on that because it's always the same way. It's always with their right leg. If their right leg's back, my right or my left leg is back. So I'm a southpaw
Mhm.
usually, and they'll throw that rear kick to my head, and like for whatever reason, I'll like try to lean this way, and my hand will just drop that much. It's so stupid.
Mhm.
So I think I fixed it, but
There's also times where in our karate class, we like me and Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
we go pretty. It's not full. I wouldn't say it's full contact, but it's still
Y'all going hard enough to draw blood.
yeah. And
Yeah.
there was one time where he grabbed my leg and punched me like 4 times in the bridge of my nose, and I had a massive bruise. It was like purple for like
Yeah.
2 weeks.
that sucks.
Yeah.
That's something I'm trying to avoid is getting hit square.
Oh,
That's
I get
that
scared.
sucks. Yeah.
That's the thing that's the only, well, not only, but that's the main thing I'm scared of is getting punched in the nose. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Dwayne got me a little bit Monday. Yesterday, freaking guy I trained with over there. It's actually cool. There's a guy over there at the other place I trained who was in school with me. I didn't really know him well, but he was like a grade below me. But he's been there a while. He's doing the boxing.
Mhm.
But he's a good partner, I feel like, when we box. So he doesn't go too hard, but hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And he caught me one time, like about right here, kind of got
Oh,
my
yeah.
upper lip and some of my nose, and it's like,
Mm.
Yeah, when you get punched in your lip, like, and it starts swelling. Oh, I hate that. I
right,
hate that.
right.
Yeah.
But,
But,
yeah.
it happens. you know.
Right.
That's
I
what's.
mean, you're gonna
it's
get
gonna
hit.
happen.
You're
Yeah,
gonna get
it's
hit.
gonna happen.
I feel like I'm always too nice though in sparring. Like
Mm.
I still feel as long as I've been doing this, I have never hit somebody as hard as I could ever.
Here's the thing.
That's not like that's a fact. I've not hit anybody as hard as I could. Not with a leg kick, not with a punch.
Let me give you some advice. People think you need to be like mean to hit somebody hard.
Right,
You don't have to be mean. You
Right.
just have to be. I'm going to use this term, matter of fact.
right,
When I think about sparring, I think about it's like business.
yeah,
I'm not I'm not
Right.
a bad person,
right,
but I'm in the ring and I'm handling business. And
Yeah.
if business says I need to hit you hard,
yep.
then I'm just gonna have to hit you hard.
There was like one time doing drills. So sometimes when we drill, it's a little different because I know they're expecting they know what to expect, and I'm hitting you here. This is where you're gonna block,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna hit you hard because you should block this.
Mm-hmm.
That I've hit about as hard as I can on some drills,
Mm-hmm.
but like I've never done it in sparring. And here's the downside. I think is I go into a full contact fight now. That little bit of difference from hitting like 80 to 100, like the energy consumption is just it's way different. I actually got more tired yesterday on the bag than I did sparring.
I would
Because when I was
say
hitting
this:
the bag, I was hitting it.
you're gonna realize quickly that you cannot hit as hard as you want
Not the whole time. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
You're gonna see that, and you're gonna have people that are gonna come out. They're gonna try to swing for the fences, but they're
Right.
gonna get tired so quick.
Right.
You know, you have to think of when to strike hard. Like, so you may be hitting 50, 60,
Right.
sometimes 70%. But
Right.
then, like, when it's that good opportunity,
Make it count.
then make that 100. Like, okay, here it
Yeah.
goes. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, there's no way physically
No, that's what I'm saying. You
anybody
can't
can go at 100.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the whole. There's
People
no
gas
way.
out.
Yeah.
Right. Anybody. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People like my opponents, they've get like, oh, like they're like Goku in the first round.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
going
Yeah.
crazy.
Right.
And second and third round come up around, and it's like, who is this? Is it the same guy I'm fighting?
No, 'cause you're tired.
Yeah, literally,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And it's honestly, if you conserve your energy after, well, I'm not saying don't do anything in the first round,
Right.
but definitely don't sit here. Like, you shouldn't be like barely able to get up after on the stool after the first round. Like, that's an issue right there.
That's a problem.
Yeah, like
Right.
you should be probably feeling that going into the last round, maybe, or
Right.
or not if that at all if you have really good cardio.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot. It's very common people gassing out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like I've told you before, if you can weather that storm, because
Mhm.
there will be a storm, because these guys are going to be hyped up,
Yep.
and they're going to come at you with a lot of ferocity and power and things of that nature. If you can weather that storm, you'll probably do really well. I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Do the long haul, like, you know.
Yeah, because think about it. You got the possibility of 3 rounds.
Yep.
3 minutes.
Mhm.
And 3 minutes is a
Oh,
good
yeah.
bit of time.
Oh yeah. A lot
so,
can happen.
So you got time to kind of say, okay, I got a little bit of time.
Everybody's got a plan.
Yeah,
So they
everybody's
get
got a plan
punched.
till you get punched
I-
in the face.
But I will say my plan is like I'm not gonna be the guy coming out. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna let them know I'm not gonna just like take a beating.
Of course,
I'm a
you
throw.
shouldn't.
But I'm not going in like you said. Like I'm hoping if they do that, I'm just looking to land one good counter shot to slow them down.
Always respond.
You got yes. Okay, that's a good word for it.
Always respond. Do not. Oh, okay.
Right.
You know, if it's like, oh, bop, bop. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
throw
if they
something
give
back.
you 1, you give them 3.
Yeah.
They give you 2, you give them 5.
Right.
yeah,
Whatever it is, like you show them, like, okay, you, if you hit me,
Right.
I'm going to respond.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you respond, make sure it's with some bad intention, because it's
Gotcha.
like, look,
oh, yeah.
Right. Hit them enough to make them.
right,
Respect,
you know,
like-
like
Right.
you can go ahead and down, go
Right.
down this rabbit hole if you want, but if you do,
Right.
this is what will happen to you.
There's something I've learned about when people say dictate the pace. I think everybody, and myself included, for the longest time, thinks, okay, when they say dictate the pace, that means I need to work my cardio so much that I can outpace them. But I think what it actually means is you can slow them down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean just outpace them and throw more punches. Like sometimes there's been many a fights won by the person who throws more. I get that. But sometimes if they're coming in with that storm and you just throw enough to slow them down, now you make them fight at your tempo.
And you're gonna face people who, okay, maybe they've done this before, and you're gonna face people that say, you know what, I just want to win. So guess what? I can win by points.
Mhm.
I don't necessarily, because remember, I don't have to knock you out.
Right.
I just need to score enough points to beat you.
Yeah,
That's
they're just
right.
gonna try to win the round.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to start thinking like that too. You know, these guys kind of know, like, because no matter how much we want to say, it's full contact and it's still a game.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
still a sport.
It's still a sport,
Right.
and you can
Still
always
rules.
figure out a way to game the game.
Yep.
A guy this week at my job told me this quote. Work the work. Don't let the work work you.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. So you can figure out a way to work the work.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, I know I can kind of do this. I can get away with this. If I don't have to, because you're going to probably have some people that say, I ain't worried about power. I'm worried about I got to hit you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I just got to
there's-
hit you hard enough.
Sometimes that's hard to do.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of
Sometimes, especially on a lengthy opponent, a taller opponent, that is hard to do.
Yeah.
Like everybody thinks it's so easy. You just hit them. Like sometimes landing a shot is hard.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
hard to land
It
a good
is.
clean
It is.
shot. Like
It is.
there's a lot of boxers that went off of that. They know, like, they don't really have, well, I'm not gonna say they don't have power, but they win rounds. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
like Devin Haney, he doesn't have much power versus like these other guys, but he wins rounds.
Yeah.
He can box. Yeah, he's really good.
And if you win the round, you win the game.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
I mean,
right.
yeah, the knockouts are flashy, and that's the stuff that people go, oh,
Right.
you got knocked out. But I mean, what you're going into,
Mm-hmm.
people can get knocked out probably because they get tired or they don't protect themselves.
Right. In my head, I think I need to, like I said, anytime I spar, I don't hit. Like I try to land my shots and I try to land them, just to see if I can do it clean. But never bad intentions. Never. Like I
Mhm.
never hit anybody
Right.
hard, in my opinion. You know.
Right.
But I think going into something like this, seeing in the lay tie, it's going to be like, okay,
Oh yeah, you
go
gotta
for
have
blood.
you
Go
gotta
for
have
blood.
bad intentions.
Right.
Right.
For this, it's more like I cannot be scared to hit this person.
No.
And I'm not trying to knock them out, but I should like not hold back just from landing a solid shot,
Mhm.
So
I will say this: my mentality has changed when I spar now. Because when I spar now, it is very businesslike, But it's hard to explain because I'm not angry,
Right.
I'm not mad.
right.
It's just like I'm gonna do this. I'm doing this. I have to do this.
hmm
Like
Right.
it's very, very matter of fact. And I think sometimes like a lot of people miss that because they're like, oh, I gotta get angry. Oh, I gotta get hyped up.
Mhm.
If I don't get hyped up, I'm not gonna hit
It
hard.
only lasts so long. Sometimes,
Right,
I'm not I am an advocate about like anger can be an emotion that you can use.
That's true.
It
Yeah.
can, but like
it's
those-
not endurance.
those people. No,
Exactly.
it's not
No.
endurance. It's not like it's controlled chaos.
Right.
Yeah.
Like those people. Like I see red. That's the bad thing. That's a bad thing.
Oh my
like
gosh.
I think one of the people I sparred recently who was trying to take my head off, like I seen it in their eyes. Like I told you this earlier. It was like it
Mhm.
was freaking swinging for the fences, and I just like I ducked, and I like pulled, and then just tapped him on the nose, like just tapped him, and then it was like, huh, like that the person was
Mhm.
like that's the look on her face. It was like, huh, this I guess. It's not as easy as it looks.
Well,
you know what I mean?
so
Like,
that same mentality that you have right there, think about using that, but then when you tap on the nose, pop it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
It's the
Right.
same thing. Like, oh, okay, you trying to knock my
right.
face off.
People do it to me, and I have it's like I expect it. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? People do it to me, like So I don't know what it is. Maybe I always said before I even started training martial arts, like I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Mhm.
But there's a time for love and there's a time to be fierce.
And I think people think they like to be a fighter. You got to change your
You gotta be
personality.
angry, you gotta be mad.
Oh,
Right.
I got to be like this all the time. I mean,
no,
dude, you don't have to be like that.
no,
Yeah.
You
right.
do not have to be like that. There are some people who are some of the most peace loving people that I've ever met, but
Savage.
I'm glad that guy's on my side. And
That's
I don't know.
Yep.
That guy's a savage.
right.
Another thing I would say, like you probably know this already, but I'm gonna just say it for the podcast. Going into like just fighting, like in general, full contact, light contact, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of people think 1, 2, 3, but what about the 4, 5, 6, 7?
Yep.
Whenever
Mhm.
you go, like when you're doing combos,
Yeah.
they just like, 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's backing out. But what if you just go forward the whole time until you're on the ropes or
Yeah.
whatever ring you're in?
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot of people don't really think that.
Yeah.
Like,
What happens when certain things, the simple
Yeah.
things don't work?
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But obviously, don't gas out doing all that. Yeah, but know your openings and
Right.
yeah, combinations is something. And obviously, you could say that, but actually applying it is a lot
Yeah.
more difficult
Yeah.
to like.
It's always
do
different
that.
when there's a person in front of you.
Yeah, for real.
Mhm.
Always
It's-
different.
Like you can hit the bag a
Right.
certain way,
Right.
but actually
the bag will
hitting-
lie to you because you never miss.
Yeah, and
you
also you can hit as hard, like you can hit the bag as hard as you want, and you'd be like, all right, that's fine.
Right.
But when you actually hit someone, especially with kicks or whatever
Yeah.
it may be,
Right.
you're not gonna hit the same. Like unless like obviously if you're really really like trained to like do like I don't know, for the bag at least it's easier to kick hard versus like fighting someone.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
I don't know, man. It can be, there's so many different ways to train for what you're trying to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I think for me, one thing that I learned from my experiences it really taught me how I learn,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody learns differently.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I know this is gonna sound crazy for me. Sparring a bunch of rounds didn't help me get better.
Yeah.
Sparring a bunch of rounds actually made me sometimes develop bad habits that
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I've developed this habit, and it was hard for me to break it.
Yeah.
But drilling helped me more than anything because
Yeah.
I could drill something and then I can analyze it, or I can record myself, or somebody could look at me and go, no, you're not doing that right,
Mm-hmm.
or your tempo's off. And so
Right.
that helped me more than anything. So a lot of drilling, and I think that's why I like drilling now when I teach, because I'm like, oh, like it just kind of helps me be able to work out kinks.
Yeah.
that sometimes in sparring, especially now, like most people, if you don't have a good partner, that person's not going to really help you because they're
Yeah.
trying to beat you.
Yeah.
You know, even though sparring doesn't always have to be competitive, a lot of times in my experience, it starts to become competitive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, unless like, me and Walkup had a great sparring session earlier because it was like, hey, we're going to work this. And we
Right.
both stuck to that. But when
Mhm.
you're sparring with people who maybe you're not always comfortable with, if you tag somebody, they're going to
Yeah.
want their lick back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So then it goes from, oh, this is training to now I got to beat you.
Been
Yeah.
trying to
They want that
explain-
receipt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like-
and what I was gonna say, or what I was trying to say earlier, like what I mean is like when you like go for a head kick on the bag,
Mhm.
yeah, that's fine. But when you actually go for a head kick when you're sparring someone, it hurts. It's a lot harder to do.
Yeah.
They're moving.
Right.
There's so many different things. So
It's like for me, like my mobility's kind of challenged. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's gotten way better. It's
Mhm.
gotten way better. Like I can actually throw a pretty good head kick now, but controlling it's still a little bit of a challenge. Like I can touch them and make it light. You know what I mean? But you're still not throwing it full force.
Yeah.
Like not by any means.
Another word of advice: if you feel like you cannot do it well, don't do it.
Right.
If you
Right.
feel like if you're dealing with somebody, unless they're maybe now, you may get somebody who might be shorter than you. Then you
Right.
say, okay, maybe I can take advantage of doing this head
Right.
kick.
Right.
But if you're getting a tall guy, forget that.
right.
yeah,
Don't even worry about
Oh
it.
yeah,
try.
no, they're not even. Yeah, no,
Don't even
not
try.
Even thinking of it.
Don't even try it, you
Yep.
know? And that's even become a thing. Like, I'm realizing, okay, as I age, mobility is like I told you before, mobility is one of the first things that's affected.
Mhm.
Your mobility just becomes, you just start to lose it unless you're continually working to keep that. So
Yeah.
word of advice for you guys, keep stretching,
Oh yeah.
keep moving, because like I said, as you age and you start to, even if you stay in shape, you start developing that man weight, and sometimes you get stronger, you get bulky. I'm serious.
Yeah.
You get stronger, you get bulk, but like
Right.
you're like having trouble touching my back now, or
Right.
having trouble doing this.
Right.
You got to make sure that you're stretching and doing all that stuff and keeping yourself as mobile as possible, because it will catch up to you. And then the stamina too. I've saw that as I age, stamina is another thing that's affected. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
so you're like, oh, I'm in good shape for 40, but I'm definitely not where I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
It's just different now.
I just turned 33, and I ran a marathon before, but I gotta say, my stamina is better now than it's ever been.
And that's awesome. That's good.
Right. But it's how you train.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
age is always going to affect it. But I train differently now than I did then. Obviously, if I make it to 50, it's probably not going to matter how much, as much. You know what I mean? How I train, because it's just going to affect you. But
Right.
I think how you do it and what you're training for,
Right.
can make a difference too. Like I'm not going to go run a marathon right this second, but that person, me who ran a marathon back then, if I would have went like a 3-minute sparring round, I'd have gassed out.
So let me also say
It's
this
different.
to you.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised that the person that you're sparring against is probably younger than you.
Yeah. Yep.
And don't be surprised. So you have to realize that you should, and you probably do, have more wisdom and
Yeah.
tactical strategic advantage, hopefully, than they do.
Right.
So while they may sometimes have this,
Yep.
we have this.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the muscles. What I worry about with the younger opponent is they are definitely going for broke. I don't know. Older people go for broke too.
We do.
But what I mean is like light contact for a 21-year-old, they're going to try to knock you out.
Oh, of course.
You
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean? It's
Yeah.
screw light time. I'm trying to hit you as hard as I can.
But you
Yeah,
know,
they
I
don't, they don't care.
they don't care.
but
They don't care.
use that, because if you see that, you know, you're like, okay,
I'm gonna
that guy
go ahead
was
and swing
young.
for the fences. Let me, if I can weather that storm, maybe land a few counter shots.
I'm telling you, if I had a choice between now, regardless,
That's why I
both
work
would
defense
suck.
a lot. Like,
If I had a choice between a younger opponent and an older opponent, let's say both are skilled, that younger guy, okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to. I know I'm not gonna outlast him,
Mm.
but I can do some things to slow him down and kind of maybe keep him at bay.
yeah,
The older guy, I'm scared of that older guy because that guy's got more experience and he's probably strategic and tactical.
yeah,
So it's hard to deal with that. They're both different sides of the coin. And, you know, depending on who you're dealing with, chances of them being your age, probably slim.
Yeah.
I expect your opponent to be somewhere between 19 and 30.
yeah. It's a young man's game.
Young man, it's going to be, it's
Yeah.
probably going to be a
Yeah.
young man. Yeah,
Right.
it's going to be a young man. But, I mean, I've seen your training, man. You'll be fine. You'll do
Yeah.
good.
That's the one thing that always gives me confidence is like, no one can take that away from me. I train hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
And you go in there and you win your championship, your belt, whatever it is, in the training.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that's another thing. I don't look at it as like if I don't really necessarily ever feel bad when like if I lose for something I know I could have done better, it makes me, you know, I feel a little bad, but it's not the end of the world.
Right.
But like I go out there, I try hard, and like I lose, so be it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's-
I really don't have nothing to prove.
It's
like,
it's about
I
the
say that
training.
and enter it, you know, but I look at these matches as part of my training.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But I want you to go in there with the mindset that, oh no, I can win.
right.
You know, and sometimes I think
it's not like I don't want to win.
Of
You know,
course.
I want to win.
I think
but-
sometimes people go in there with the wrong mentality. You know,
Yeah.
they don't have that martial mentality. You're going, of course, to train and get better,
Right.
but you're also going to win.
right.
You know,
That last tournament I did, I don't think I fought that well at all, honestly. But in my head, I was like, I'm going to win this,
that's right.
you know, and it worked.
Right.
I mean, did better than he did.
And here's the thing: you
I
might
didn't
get
do
to,
great, but I did better
you
than
might
he
get
did.
to this point kickboxing tournament, and it'd be the worst fight you ever had. But if you win, okay, good. But guess what? I still have stuff I can improve on.
That's right.
Right.
That's
You
right.
know.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're gonna, you know, you win graciously. You know, be humble in losing as well. You know, no matter what, there's always something to learn. And yeah, you're gonna do good, man. You're
Thank
gonna
you,
do
sir.
good. You're gonna do
Yeah.
good. And then Wall Cup's got some tournaments coming up.
Oh yeah,
He's got a karate tournament and a kung fu tournament.
I'm pretty excited to see how you do in your karate point fighting. It's
Yeah,
different, man. It is different.
I'll be going against better guys this time too.
Yes, you
It's-
will.
It's
Yeah.
a different. It's a different arena.
It is.
Yeah.
Uh,
It is. It is. It is. But he'll do well.
Yeah, I
He'll
think
do
so.
well. He did well last time, you know,
Yeah,
as long as he didn't play with his food.
yeah.
That's my issue. Oh man. This,
Don't be flashy.
you gotta remind me. You gotta remind me about
This
that.
guy's like Goku. He's kind of like, oh, I want to make the fight interesting, man. If you don't go ahead and just beat
End
Frieza
it.
right now,
Like
Right,
I don't
right.
know. Like when my family's watching, I'm like, oh, I want to be. I'll show them how exciting I can be.
yeah, he
Yeah.
wants to be all flashy. I'm
But
like,
it's I almost
You know what?
lost. For the people watching, I almost lost in the finals. Like I was up to like you have to win to get 3 points, and it was like 2-0, and I was winning, and it got to a point where it was 2-2 because I kept just doing flashy stuff, and I remember I was like the ref was like, all right, fighters ready, and I just hear him in the background like, oh no. Like after he heard the score, it was 2-2. It's like, oh no.
oh yeah,
no.
yeah, because I'm like, he was dominating, and I'm
Right.
like, okay, he's just finish it.
Right.
But now he wants to be flashing. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Man.
And I'll never get me, Sensei, and Jeremy both all kind of looking at each other, and I'm just like, man, if you don't finish this dude right now
Right.
and
Yeah.
in this thing,
Yeah.
he did though.
Jeez.
But you know, hopefully,
Right.
I was getting scared. I was like, oh, let me just finish the
yeah,
fight.
just finish it.
right.
So yeah, so another quick advice, and then we can end this. If you see that you can finish it, take him out.
Right. That's the weird thing about this stuff, like the semi-contact stuff, is I know they bang, like they hit pretty hard, like, but I think there's still a way sometimes, like where you can hit hard enough. Especially some people are used to it. Some people I can hit them hard, and I mean they're probably whatever no problem.
Mhm.
But like if you're not used to it, it's probably still hit hard enough to like. I've watched a bunch of videos and stuff. I did all the research I could. You know, people still get knocked down, but some people will quit, or even if they don't quit, like I'm done. You can just tell that the fight's left them.
And when it
Yeah.
does, you go for broke.
You're chasing them around
You
the
go,
ring. You're
look.
hitting them. You know, like, yep.
Look, do not have mercy on them.
Right.
If you see that they've quit,
Let
and
the
you
judges
haven't-
know you're winning the round.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
your moment.
Yeah, that's
you know?
like I said, it's business.
Right.
I'm sorry, but you got to lose right now.
Honestly, I think that's the thing you should worry about the most is judges showing the judges you're winning because the
Right.
knockout would just come to you. It's not
Right.
if you go. I mean, if you do
I've done-
sometimes, yeah. if
I've
you go
told
for
myself
it.
too, like, if it's a young man, whatever, whoever, however old they are, you can tell when somebody's hitting you or trying to hit you hard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and
You'll
if they
know.
come out and try to hit me hard, I'm not gonna like not hit them hard.
Mhm.
Right.
I'll hit them back. You know, let the judges tell you if you're hitting too hard.
That's right. Yeah,
you know?
and that's what I was about to say. Like, let the judges do their job.
Right.
You do your job.
Usually when I come out, like even in sparring or whatever or tournament, my first things I'm gonna come out, jab, make sure I'm light on my feet in case they do try to throw something big or hard right off the rip. But let them throw something so you kind of know,
Mhm.
kind of know where they're at. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, some, just a quick example because I know we're about to wrap up. But like the one beginner match I did in one tournament one time, as a taller opponent. I mean, he's a pretty skilled guy from what I could see. You know, the ref said go, and he just kicks me square in the chest. I mean, pushed me back like, and I was like, okay, and like judge didn't say nothing. Then I get close to him. I threw a rib shot pretty hard. I mean, he just kicked the crap out of me. So then I got a warning. Then he came back and kicked me again with a roundhouse. And judge gave him a warning. We was both like 2 warnings. We was both at 2 warnings. It's like, but I couldn't like just. I'm like, he's kicking the crap out of me. What do you want me to do?
Man,
Like,
look,
like-
I will tell you on camera right now, both of you. I would rather both of you get disqualified
right,
and protect yourself
right,
than to be
right.
like, oh, let me follow the rules, and then you end up getting hurt.
right.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually good for me because it was good to get somebody to throw some pretty hard kicks at me. But again, what I was getting at is like, you know, it's good to see where their head's at.
Mhm.
And I saw immediately like he's trying to hit me pretty hard. I feel like he understands this is a semi-contact or a light contact thing, but he's you know, hitting a little harder than I'd anticipate for one of these. I watched another match and they're tapping each other, so you always gotta like at least match their energy or go above it.
Listen, I know, and I can say this because I can call myself a tournament promoter now. We say light contact, we know it's not going to be light contact.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I was actually about to say like
Right.
in the kung fu fights I've had, we hit hard. Like it's
Pretty
not
hard.
like lay tie hard, but it's like
Right.
like I have a bruise on. Like I got hit to the body my last fight, like pretty good in the body,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and yeah, I had a bruise. Like it was-
Right.
you don't get a bruise for just tapping someone.
Right.
No, you know?
I was bruised after like every tournament, but like I remember
Yeah.
the first one specifically. It was just like I had bruises in all kinds of areas that I didn't even realize I got hit. It's not like
Yeah,
a specific like outside thigh kick or a freaking hitting my body or my face. It's like I have bruises here, like weird spots. You
Right.
know what I mean? So
I mean, in our tournament last year, the guy I fought,
yeah,
me and him were hitting each other really hard,
Yeah.
and like I was hitting him with really hard thigh kicks, and he was hitting me with really good hooks to
Yeah.
the head, and I was like, dang,
Right.
this is light contact. Ain't no way.
right.
'Cause that was my
Right.
first kung fu fight. I was like, this is not
Right.
light
It's,
contact.
it's a very hard thing to like, when we're sparring in our gym, we can do light contact. We
Right.
know what that is.
Right.
Most people do, at
Right.
least,
Yeah, no, but
not everybody, we know what that's like. But when you put them in a tournament and say light contact, but it's still a tournament where you can win,
Oh, man.
it's hard to go light because you're trying to win.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, so
And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen to you Saturday. You're going to have people like, oh, yeah, I'm going to try to
I'm
do
just gonna freaking like. I hate it because you have to base it on the other. In my head, I have to base it on them. If they're going light, that doesn't mean then I'm not gonna freaking hit them as hard as I can in the nose. But if like they come out and throw like a hard kick or something, okay, now I'm gonna punch you in the face. hard.
I
You know, like-
I say whatever your mentality is going in. If they're going light, and maybe you hit a little harder,
yeah,
just expect that they're probably going to match your intensity,
Right.
Or maybe not. You never know. Some people
Right.
you hit them harder, they back off.
right.
You never know. You don't know. But I'm just saying, like whatever you're gonna do it. Protect yourself.
Some people's light is hard.
Right. Exactly. And that's true too. You know,
Right. So,
some people don't know how to dial it back. So hopefully you'll have some good referees.
yeah.
Expect to probably see one of our judges who judges at our Kung Fu tournament is probably there, Joe Conway. He likes to judge at a lot of these, so he'll probably be there.
Nice.
And we might
Oh,
even
yeah.
see Seafood Johnny there because he likes to go to these.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
That'll be good. There's there's quite a bit from the other gym going. There's like 6 or 7, I think, competitors.
right.
A lot of them's doing boxing. There's a few of us doing the kickboxing or Muay Thai.
Okay.
I'm still undecided on. Apparently, they're separate, but if there's not enough people, they'll combine them. But if not, I'm still a little unsure which one to do. So it's going to be one of the two.
Oh, so you can just pick the day of.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
signed up. I'm signing up when I go.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
give you like an hour to register.
Okay. Yeah.
So I want to try to get a hold of a judge so I can ask a few questions about the rules before I do it. They go over the rules, but it's after you register. So it's
Do they not have them already posted?
No,
What?
no, they
Why
don't.
That's
it's
okay.
like
At least I
uh,
couldn't find them.
Oh.
It's like you signed up and they tell you the rules. You're like, can I do the other one?
Here.
Right.
You
That's
sign
what I'm
up.
kind of afraid of happening, right?
Look, it's gonna be like you sign up. You know you're fighting for Earthrealm today. It's Mortal Kombat. What? Shang Tsung's gonna
Right.
be your opponent. Huh?
I've tried to ask all the questions I could to the people who've done it, and as far as I know, like kickboxing, no takedowns.
Okay.
It's punches and kicks.
Mhm.
I think I heard that you can even knee in kickboxing, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. There's no grappling.
Like if you grapple in kickboxing, it's kind of like a 3-second count.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
In Muay Thai, you can grapple as long as you want.
Right.
You can foot sweep, you can knee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they elbow in point contact. I might be wrong, but my main thing was I was trying to figure out if you could throw a back fist.
I don't think so.
I
In
think
In
in Muay-
kickboxing?
In
I don't think so,
kickboxing, I
no.
don't think, but I think in
No.
Muay Thai you might can.
Well, Muay Thai, maybe. I don't
Right.
know too much about Muay
I
Thai.
would like
but
to be able
kickboxing,
to.
I don't- you can't.
like
I would think you'd be able to throw a back
think
fist in
you can throw a-
kickboxing.
I think you can in Muay Thai.
I think you can in both. I would suspect that you should be able to do that. That's a pretty common technique.
Right. Right.
yeah.
Right.
know.
So
The reason why I say probably not is just because boxing's rules is like that.
But
and
see-
then kickboxing is kind of like, I feel like the rules, like Muay Thai is more similar to MMA, but kickboxing is more similar to boxing, where you could just kick and
yeah.
knee. and
See,
all
even in
that, but-
boxing, the back fist isn't allowed, but people like the back fist isn't allowed. But some people throw a jab.
I mean, yeah, if you get
They'll
away
do
with
that
it,
flick jab, right?
Mhm.
if you
And
get
that's
away
fine.
with it,
Yeah, it's not a back fist
Yeah.
technically because you're still hitting
Right.
with your
Mhm.
knuckles. But
Yeah.
Right.
we'll let the judges decide.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
I'm just gonna go into it and do what I know.
But this episode's coming out obviously after.
Oh, this
So,
will be
yeah, you'll
later
be all right.
on. Yeah.
Here's last thing I'm gonna say about it. Like, and you got to think like, I try to be a good Samaritan and know all the rules and fight as cleanly as possible. How many of these young cats you think know every like?
Oh, they don't.
They don't give a. They don't care.
Yeah, they
They're
don't.
gonna come in there and freaking throw an elbow,
Listen.
like
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like so.
Oh, for
Don't let some young cat use you for their YouTube clap
Right, right.
or their TikTok clap.
That's why my mentality is kind of like to see what they do. You know what I mean? You can tell pretty quick in any kind of fight, it's that I've experienced so far,
mm-hmm.
if that like where their level's at, where
Right.
their energy's at. Even
Right.
in sparring, like I've seen some people just want to play around, and be technical. I've seen some people come in and just want to hit you a
Right.
lot, really fast. So wherever they're at is where I'm going to meet them.
That's right. That's right. Well, you're gonna do well. Both of you are gonna do well.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So excited for both of you, and we'll have to follow up to see how things went.
Yeah, of course.
We'll have some. Hopefully we'll have some video. Maybe we can break down some of this footage.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, I
and-
don't do horribly, but I'm a humble guy. Even if I lose, I will happily,
Yeah,
is
same.
what it is.
Listen,
You know what
If
I
I
mean?
lust, I'll share what I learned.
Let me-
That's right.
Look, the fact
It's
that
a humble
you have
game.
Yeah.
the bravery to get in the ring
Yeah.
is already a battle won.
yeah.
Oh,
A lot of people who won't do what you guys are doing. They talk a big game.
Oh yeah,
But it's like,
everybody
okay,
talks
well,
a big
get
game.
in.
Yeah.
A lot of people will not do that. You
Right.
guys see it when we go to tournaments. How many people spar? Not a lot.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
I'm
Not
It's
a lot.
really not a lot.
Not a lot.
from personal experience. I'm not gonna say names, but I have people that I know. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, they don't think it's like even if it's light contact, you stepping in the ring to fight someone.
Oh, it's
Like
yeah.
it's not many people would do that.
won't do it.
Genuinely, yeah, and
Very-
like they'll sit here and be like, "Oh yeah, you do like kung fu and all that." I'm like, "Well, step in the ring." Like I'm not challenging to a fight, but I'm just saying, "Hey, like okay, if it's such a joke, go do it.
Yeah, come by.
Go
Right.
go
Try it
do
out.
one fight. See how you do."
Right.
And it's like,
Like videos and stuff,
Yeah.
it just does not do any justice.
yeah,
You got to get a
people
person
make it look easy.
You got to get a person in front of
Yeah.
you. That's what
Mhm.
people compare themselves to. They compare
Yeah.
themselves to pros, professional
Yeah, which is
athletes.
crazy,
It's
yeah.
crazy to
Yeah.
think.
Like
They
those
look at these other
UFC
people who like train and
Yeah,
they're like, oh, he can't fight. Go ahead and try him.
yeah.
Go ahead and
I
try
mean,
him and see what happens.
These lower tier UFC fighters,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, they're world class. They don't.
They're still world class.
Yeah, like these guys getting knocked out in the first round in the UFC. Oh my gosh, they could beat majority of the people on the planet.
Oh yeah,
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
They're
what I'm
still
saying.
good.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Like I've had one or a couple buddies ask me, but there was one in particular, like, you know, he wanted to like horse around. He's like, I'm gonna just come at you like I would in a fight, like,
Yeah.
or if I'm trying to wrestle you, and like, he ducked his head down, act like he was gonna do the whole like double leg pick me up, and I just freaking kneed him right in the stomach, like not hard, but like I defended the takedown, I like kneed him, then just like pushed him to the side. I didn't even touch him. I just showed him that I could have kneed him,
Mhm.
but kind of kneed him
Yeah.
and pushed him off to the side. But either way, that's just a funny story. But what I'm saying is like, he's like, does that work? Do you think because you train at it, you'll be better at it? And it's like, to me, it's a dumb question.
Right.
But I'm thinking like, okay, what do you do for a living? And then it's like, okay, you've done that a long time. Well, picture me go trying to do that on my first day, like, and be
Mhm.
really good at it.
You won't.
You
I won't.
It's like it's physically like you're not going to be good
You're
at whatever
right.
it is because you've never done it.
Right.
You don't have the skill. You don't have the wherewithal.
Right.
But
Everybody pictures, at least this is what I think. I think when people picture a fight, they picture them hitting the other person in the face, right? That's what I'm doing. You get a person in front of you who's defending themselves and see how easy that is.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yes.
It's hard to hit somebody in the face if they're trying to not let you. You know, especially somebody who's trained at it.
Right.
So
I think the funniest thing, and then definitely will end. You know, we got
Southern
the
goodbye.
the Southern goodbye. I'm about to say
Yeah.
Southern martial mentality. We're about to end 30 minutes later.
yeah.
But no, and Walk Up can tell you this, where sometimes in our karate class, the sparring, everybody's like, oh, we're doing, point sparring. So then it goes, you have some guys that go, psh, oh, whatever, that's nothing.
Oh man.
And then you've got other people like, oh my gosh.
I was like a hater about point sparring. Like, I won't lie about it. Like, I didn't really like it, and I still don't really like it. But now my opinions have changed on it. I'm more intimidated by it
Mhm.
than like just. I would rather be able to just continuous fight
Yeah.
and wrestle and stuff than point fight.
Yeah, it takes a
Like,
different skill set.
It's different. It's
Yeah, we
explosive.
definitely-
It's fast.
Yeah, we definitely do the more traditional point sparring than
Yeah.
like the tapping.
yeah,
all
we're
that.
we're
Yeah.
not the
Even when people tap, it's like the difference between like leaning right here versus leaning right here can be devastating.
Oh yeah.
You know,
well,
throwing
listen,
those kicks that fast and trying to be controlled, it's
I-
like things happen.
some of these tournaments, man, point sparring gets really
It's
rough.
Yeah.
It can
Yeah.
get really rough. Even
Right.
though they hear it and they go, oh, that's no. Trust me, I've seen people get knocked out.
Oh,
Yeah.
for
Oh,
sure.
So don't think just because it's point and it's hit and stop, that one hit might be all it takes.
That's
yeah,
right.
literally just
Right.
one tap,
That's
like
it.
boom, you know,
Yeah.
You know.
with the kick. And
That's
also like one thing I do see with our karate class, all the new people that come in versus when they leave for the semester, like the respect level it just goes up. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They like the upper
Yeah.
belts, you and all the other senseis, like the respect level is way up at the last day versus the
Mhm.
first day.
Right.
And that's really, it just comes down to like us showing like, hey, sparring, like it's no joke. Like,
That's a humbling thing.
yeah, it is very humbling.
Any
yeah.
martial art, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Karate.
Yeah.
I mean, what we do, the jujitsu, all this stuff's
Oh, yeah.
humbling. Like, you'll be You'll be like on top of the world one minute, then you get another opponent, and it's the other way around. It's a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the way it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, guys, I hope you guys do well in your competitions.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank you.
obviously be there to cheer you on, hopefully coach in some way, shape, or form, or be support. I guess we'll have to do a follow-up to see how you guys have done,
Oh yeah.
and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Any other closing statements before we get out of here?
It's good. I hope we do a follow up because it gets me more pressure.
I'm gonna be on here with a black eye, freaking. Oh man, I did what I could.
It gives me more
Train
pressure
hard for
to
nothing.
gives me more
No.
pressure to try to do well in these tournaments, so I don't come on here and be like,
That's-
I lost.
that's where
I lost all of them.
I'm glad I say the things I say, like it's a humbling game and everything, because come like next month, I'm be on here black eye. It's a humbling game. And I'm not lying. It could happen, y'all. Like I told Walk Up earlier, I had a dream I got knocked out last night.
Oh no.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Oh
it's-
no. We are not putting that in the
Nope.
atmosphere.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not doing that.
That's not canon.
No, exactly. Right. Exactly. I like that. That's not
Right.
canon.
Yeah.
Right. I'll
So-
keep my hands up.
There you go. So, guys, this is Martial Mentality, and we're signing out. Peace.